it's been really cool to watch the evolution, because beginning of the year, there was so much like turmoil and controversy, and division, especially when you talk about the Pete and Russ, even before the year, before everything happened, they were talking about firing Pete and what they're going to do with Russ. And then, the trade happened. Then you got, well, Pete's going to be lost. How has that affected your mindset in terms of like leading the team? You know what I mean? Because you knew it was going to be a lot on his plate. He had to be different this year a little bit. I know Pete is total regiment and straight, like, I'm going to say the same jokes. I'm going to tell the same stories. I'm going to talk about the psychology of the game. But he had to feel it a little bit. You could tell a little bit in his press conferences that he kind of like felt the relief and felt, like he was jabbing back a little bit more this year than I think he's ever had. Have you seen a difference in him?
Yeah, I think I have seen a difference in Pete. I would say, like, to start it off, I think it was hard being able to lose Russ. Like, that's the first quarterback I was able to play with for 7 straight years. You know what I mean? And you just get used to knowing, like, okay, he's going to lead the team. Like, you know what I mean? I just got to be able to follow suit. Like, I just got to do my part. Like, whatever you need me to do, like, I got you. Like, so it's like for 7 years, I was able to grow little by little each year into being able to have a different position. And then all of a sudden, then we let Bobby go as well. And it's like, well, our 2 main leaders who we depend on, who we rely on, who we listen to, who can kind of steer the ship because they've been here like almost throughout a decade, it was able to help us, like me, Al Woods, Quandre Diggs, Jamal Adams, like, and many more players, like even Gabe Jackson. But now that we lost them, it's like we've all had to be able to step up in our own way to where we don't want one person to just steer the ship. And so I think Pete's done a great job in just being able to allow us to explore other options. Like, we've always had 3 captains, but now he made it to where, like, okay, we can have 4 now. Maybe we can have 5 or more, because you never know what a title brings and how other people can be able to step up in that position to, like, help us be successful. But sometimes when we would have 3, like, I wouldn't want to speak up. Like, Quandre wouldn't want to speak up. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to overstep anybody's toes. But now, like, since we lost our 2 best leaders, we kind of created this thing that works for us, where it's like, man, it doesn't matter if you play or if you don't play. Like, if you see something, speak up. Like, because we got to be able to keep each other accountable, because we lost, like, the 2 best players that help us stay accountable.
No question. You see something, say something. But tell me about how Russ's leadership helped you grow and the things you learned from him and the things you learned from Bobby. Those are 2 great players for a long time, and they had to rub off on you.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, you almost had no choice for everything to rub off on you. Like, it's like when you're in a room full of wise people, like, you're going to come out and you're going to remember a whole bunch of stuff in that conversation that may be different when, you're around people that don't know how to have that much knowledge as them. So just sitting there being able to talk to Bobby, like, to start off with him, like, man, we talking about how you and him branched off and became your own agent. Being able to learn, like, different segments like that, like being able to learn from Bobby about some of the work he does outside in the community. People don't understand. They think players don't never do anything. And it's like, no, we do. We just don't want the credit. And when you watch, like, how Bobby has always been a pro, he goes about his business. He doesn't say much, but he doesn't have to, because when he speaks, everybody listens. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really cool to be able to see. And I mean, you also see it, like, when he's over there with the Rams, like, how everybody's talking about him and stuff. It's like, well, I mean, that's how he always been. You know what I mean? He's always been that person that'll look out for you. Man, I needed to talk to him, like, in 2020, and he sat outside with me and talked to me. Like, and it's weird talking to a grown man, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you don't never want to tell people what's going on with your life, but it was like, he was able to sit there and talk to me. And and it's the same with Russ too. Like, the things that I've learned from Russ, like his approach to the game, like, he wants to be great. Like, he wants to be the best. Honestly, bro, I don't think I've ever seen a time when he came into the building and he wasn't ready to work. You know what I mean? And so sometimes when you have people at that mindset, that's like, I'm going to do whatever it takes, regardless of what it is that I got to do. You want to be able to attach yourself to that. And you want to be able to say, look, bro, it don't matter. So for me, it's like, it don't matter if it's cold outside. It don't matter if it's snowing. This is my job. Like, I can't make any excuses. So it's like, the things that I learned from Russ is like, there's no excuses to what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this life. Like either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And so just to be able to see his approach, to be able to see how he would take the lead in things. And that's the biggest thing I've learned as a captain is Penny Hart said it. He was like, it's hard to be a captain and be a friend. Right. And, you know, when you're a captain, it's going to be some words that have to be said. You're going to have to call people out. You're going to have to keep people accountable. And that's the stuff that we don't like because, you know, relationships go in this league. But when you're a captain, like you on that thin line of like, all right, let me learn how to speak to people. I got to learn how to meet people where they at. I can't talk to everybody the same. You got to be able to know. And so those are the things that I've kind of learned, bro. And it's interesting because you even take that approach with the coaches. It's not just the players, but you got to know how to talk to the coaches. You got to understand how to talk to the players. And that stuff helps you a long way, even when you're married. That's what I'm learning as I'm engaged.
Bridget did, Lloyd.
Boy, I'm telling you, it's hard to keep a girl happy, but just do your part.
Yeah, do your part. Look, understand, and that's a huge part of leadership in general, leading a football team and being a leader and being having guys look up. It's not about pleasing everybody. It's about having respect and love for everybody and understanding, hey, I need more from you, and you ain't got to MF nobody to get more from. Hey, there's a way I can talk to you to say, hey, you got to be better than this. And I know you are better than this. Than to say, you suck, man. What are you doing? No, it ain't. Yeah. That ain't gonna get you the results you're looking for. It's like, hey, come up to you. Hey, brother, let's work. Hey, what can we do to improve this? Like, I know you better than this. We know you better than what's going on so that we can get you to play how you used to play and how we know you can play. And I think that's something I learned, throughout my time in Seattle and my time in San Francisco, you know, when they were just looking at me like an old man. Is that it ain't about being liked or by everybody. It's when everybody knows that we're working towards the same thing and we're working in the same direction and that your every action is working towards that, then there's nothing but respect there. It's not nobody gonna be upset with that. If winning is their goal, if winning a championship in the Super Bowl is their goal, then they'll never get upset because they'll know that every action that you're doing, every movement, every thought that you're processing is moving us in that direction. Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's why I'm sure Bobby didn't feel uncomfortable at all in that conversation. Like that's what we lose in the Black community sometimes. Like we be feeling like we can't talk to each other as grown men and talk about our issues, talk about our problems, talk about it, you know, what's going on and help each other. You can.
Yeah, you can. I mean, my thing is you can, but like the way society is, bro, they want you to be vulnerable. And then as soon as you're vulnerable, that's when they tear you down.
Yeah, but you know, a locker room ain't really a society.
Oh, no, in the locker room, bro, you can be as vulnerable as needed because that's the thing, bro. Like these are not only your like teammates, but like these are your brothers. And like this is why businesses try to be able to like emulate what we do on the football field and what we do within, you know, our team, because it's like, how do you all come to play every single day? Well, I mean, some people want to play for money. Some people play for their faith in God. Some people play for their family. Some people play for them. But you got to be able to like talk to everybody because not everybody's going to come in all the time just ready to go. There's only a few people that's like that. And so some people going to be down. They're not going to feel like practicing. And you got to go talk to them and be like, hey, bro, like whatever you need, I'm right here with you.